This video is demonstrating Ante Coxa on the left hand side. For setup, we first want to find neutral with our spine, so not over rounded and not over arched. From here we're going to pick our knees off of the floor and drive our left knee as close as we can towards left elbow. At no point should our low back over round as we drive knee in. That's a compensation pattern. We want to just drive that knee in either until we feel a little bit of hip tightness where we get stuck in the hip joint, or when we start to feel the low back over round. You can perform this exercise with or without a band. If you're doing it with a band, we'll demonstrate how to do it in office. Otherwise, without a band is completely acceptable as well. Other cues to focus on is shoulders stacked over hands, chin is packed in, and we're neutral from head to toe. Right here you can see as we bring the knee in, I'm compensating and over rounding the low back, and this is easy to drive the knee farther forward as you compensate through the low back. So again, spine neutral as we drive that hip in. Our stopping point is either compensation with the low back or tightness with the hip joint. Here's an alternative to Ante Coxa just in case our last exercise was too physically demanding on our core. This is going to be what we call a contralateral movement pattern, so opposite arm, opposite leg is moving, just like we crawl and walk as humans. With our left hand, without moving, we're going to be putting force up into the wall, and then with our right hand, we're going to pretend like we're sliding down the wall without moving. From here, we're going to flex the hip up and bring the knee up as high as we possibly can without compensation in the low back. So driving up, up, up until we get a little tight in the hip, and with each repetition try to gain range of motion. What we don't want to do is right here, I over round the low back to get higher with the knee, which will not be effective. So keep the spine neutral, do not round the low back as we drive Ante Coxa.